Greetings and happy full moon lunar eclipse. So wherever you guys are in the world, I hope that this message reaches you well. So I've kind of been fighting myself with doing this, but I wanted to share this download that I had actually the other night. I think it was Wednesday night. I had this download because that same day I had met this dope woman. She was a waiter, or cashier rather, at this Cajun grill spot that I had went to. It was like a fish market Cajun grill type thing, and we were just chopping it up, and she was telling me like she was just a synchronicity within herself. Like the whole thing was serendipitous. It was synchronistic. It was just, this whole week has been beautiful. I can't complain. But she was like telling me about her daughter's birthday being that day. It was on Wednesday, and she was like, her daughter wanted to be born on the 4th, and I was like, my birthday's on the 4th, and she was like, yeah, my daughter, she loves Star Wars, and she was like, Mom, why couldn't you have gone into labor, just waited and had me on the 4th or whatever? So it was a joke. And we were like going off on how my name, because her cousin's name is Chenoa, and she seen my debit card, and she's like, your name is Chenoa? And then she's like, my name is Cinderella. And I was like, nah, like, you gotta be like tripping, Chenoa. Like, no, she didn't say that. And she was like, yeah, my name is Cinderella, blah blah blah, my surname means this, because she's Native American. And that within itself, I've never heard of anybody like named Cinderella, like in real life. So that was just like weird. So some of y'all know, like, I've channeled messages with Cinderella, and some of you like, oh, that's a fairy tale. And I can't wait to do this one video about, like, we got to stop saying some things that are blessings, saying that they're fairy tales in a sense of like they're unrealistic and we can't have them, or we shouldn't aspire to have. And it's not just about the romantic aspect, like the lovey romantic stuff. So I want to share that video eventually, because I've been sitting on that for like a couple months or so. But Cinderella is one of my favorite Disney movies, and it's probably cliche, like, oh, of course it's girly, whatever. But I do love that movie for a reason. And just the psychology, I think if you really like tap into it, you'll understand. And I was in the restroom, like in my dad's bathroom. There's this fixture, like a candle fixture, and I was looking at it. It was the same night, all of this with the lady with the Cinderella name, and I'm looking, and it looks like the pumpkin carriage. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm sitting with myself at, like, when I'm about to go to sleep, and I'm just like having this download. And I heard the pumpkin carriage from Cinderella is the chariot. And then I was like, okay, the chariot, like the chariot card in the tarot. And then I heard, like, it represents God making a way out of seemingly nothing. So if you think about it, the Cinderella situation, when the point where the fairy godmother comes, she's like completely shattered and disappointed because her stepsisters, hating asses, like pulled her dress apart, and she's like, I guess I can't go. She was looking forward to going to this specific event at the castle, right? And I'm gonna talk about the castle real quick, but yeah, God was saying that pumpkin carriage just represents the chariot, aka God making a way out of seemingly nothing. And all you have to do is show up, whether that be show up is just energetically within yourself, being prepared, being ready, being in the right mind and the heart, being receptive, being optimistic, being just in a place of present, or actually literally showing up for an opportunity, right? Even if you don't know what you're getting into. I'm sitting right by the window, so if you hear cars going by, because I'm looking at the moon and stuff, I'm just chilling, charging with the moon. But yeah, that dream song, the Dream That You Wish song, a dream that you wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep, something like that. I'm not trying to sing, but anyway, that song, it gets stuck in my head all the time. Like, I'll hear it randomly, and I just remembered in that part, there was a scene in the movie where she was singing that song. I think it was like in the beginning of the movie, how the clock from the castle, like it went off in that scene, and how annoyed Cinderella was of it, because she was just getting out of bed and she was like singing to her animal. She was singing the song or whatever. And then the bell from the clock from the castle went off, and she was like annoyed, like, oh, that dang clock, or whatever she said. And I was, just thinking about that, and I was like, I'm assuming she was a little annoyed because she probably hears it often, you know what I mean? And she had a window's view of the castle. Like, her window was open and you could see the castle like right in her view. So from her bedroom you could see the castle. So windows are symbolic for the prophetic or future in dreams or in visions. So like when you see windows in your dreams, it's like sneak peeks into the future, or it's like the window to someone's soul, right? So the castle, in my opinion, if I look at it spiritually, symbolically, was a foreseen sign that was going to play a major part in a future event for her, right? And then the clock was also significant because the clock also was, I think her curfew was 12 o'clock before the spell would be broken, before the pumpkin would, or the carriage would go back into a pumpkin, and her dress and all of that, right? So the clock, I remember doing a video talking about that whole thing with timing and representing a Kairos timing, which, or opportunity, which represents a divine window of opportunity. So in which a divine opportunity could be knocking or soon coming to you. And I wrote this, what was it? May 3rd at 10:49 p.m. I wrote this. So some of you guys, like, this is your message that you need to hear at the divine right time, whenever you hear it, because I was like, oh my God, nobody want to hear this shit. But no, I have to be obedient to what I'm divinely being guided to share. So though you may be a bit annoyed by the synchronicities you keep receiving, it's really just a nudge from spirit that a window of opportunity is coming to you, and to be ready for it. Be ready to show up, rather. Actually, so be ready to show up, okay? Whatever that might be for you is going to be different for each and every one of you. And another thing that was coming to me is things will be moving in your favor where it's unprecedented. And Spirit says, look up that word unprecedented, unless you don't know what it means, or you already know what it means. If you don't, look it up, or look up the phrase unprecedented favor. And faith is the key. Like the song that I was referring to in Cinderella, like, no matter how, it was a part where she was saying, no matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, a dream that you wish will come true. So that's the key, is your faith. Like, and I always tell people all the time, like, oftentimes when something is divinely guided, or something is in divine alignment, or it's manifesting before you, it's like the signs, and it's almost like things you try to get away from. They are, when I say try to get away from, I'm not saying like it's something you authentically don't want and it's like a bad thing that you just, it's not in alignment with you, and it's like, no, not forced upon you, but it's something that you want, but you're just like, maybe you're just like, okay, what does all this mean? Why do I keep seeing this? Like, okay, what do you want me to do with this? Or whatever. It's kind of like an annoying thing from that standpoint, but it's almost like something is pursuing you, like these signs, and it's like something is pushing you towards a specific thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get away from it. It's on the radio. It's in music or conversations that you come across. Like, you know that it's divine. Like, you're not forcing it. You're not trying to make it happen, but you're in alignment with it, if that makes sense. And you just move towards things as you're divinely guided to and led to. So whatever this may mean for you, it's going to be different for everybody, but the key thing here is to show up for the opportunity, just be in the place of being present and receptive. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. So I do hope this resonated. and reaches you, those of you out there that are meant to hear it. And as always, much love. Be blessed. Be safe. Take care. Peace.